afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for your attendance today and showing an interest in participating in the Superintendent's Business Leaders Advisory. We certainly see some familiar faces, and thank you for newcomers who have decided to join us in our commitment to high performance. Your attendance today means the world to us, and you will hear from many of the district leaders just to find out what we're doing in the school district to display our commitment to high performance. Have any of you seen our video, our new promo video? Raise your hand if you have. Non-staffers. Nope, only. How many have, if you have seen it, raise your hand. Okay. Well, we're going to show the video for the individuals who have not had an opportunity to see it. And after that, you will hear from our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Morcease J. Beasley. So stay tuned to the screen, and I'll show it to you.
Vision is to create a culture of high performance, one in which student achievement naturally flows, one in which excellence is the norm, it's not an exception, one in which students, they're just expected to do well, they participate in various opportunities, one in which teachers teach at very high levels, principals lead at very high levels, staff performs at very high levels, one in which our community decides that we expect our students to do well. It's not an exception, it's just our expectation.
A good school is not just about test scores, it's about what's in the building, having the right folks in the seats in those classrooms, making sure that they're there, not just for a paycheck, but they're there doing what is best for children.
I'm excited about the vision and visionary of our school district now.
My vision is for this entire community to embrace what it means to be high performers, whether it be early learning, mathematics, science, STEM, social studies. Our students should just be expected to do well wherever they go, whatever grade they're in, whatever the subject is. They're expected to be college and career ready, period. I expect our students to go to work. I expect them to go to college. I expect them to take full advantage of careers, post-secondary options.
I'm so proud of the opportunities that the Clayton County school system gives them so that they can work on the things that they are proud of.
Everyone's expected to do well. There are no exceptions.
Being committed to high performance takes a growth mindset. That means we know what we want for our students, and we're going to give them every single opportunity to achieve at a high level and not necessarily accepting the bare minimum. High performance to me means that we're going to give our students the opportunities to take honors classes, AP classes, to prepare not just for career, but for college as well. Wherever our students want to go, having that high performance mindset means that they're going to excel in whatever area they choose for themselves.
Our students in Clayton County Public Schools are eager to learn. They want to learn. Their parents want them to learn. They come every day hungry for the knowledge college. They are our future leaders. They are our young people becoming the next leaders of our nation.
The leadership here in Clayton County is unique in that you have very experienced educators who have worked in very diverse situations, who really understand what it means and what it takes to produce a culture of high performance. We've worked in populations that were challenging, and we worked in populations that were less challenging.
Each and every year, our high schools consistently graduate students that are going to the nation's best colleges, into the service academies in our country.
We've been able to see student achievement always improve, consistently improve.
In the past, we did have high performance mindset in pockets of the district, but it has taken the effort of our superintendent, his cabinet, and everyone else at the district level and our principals to ensure that we have not only high performance in those areas around our district, but every area in our district.
Yes, we have a set of state standards that tell us the what, but beyond the what, we have to define the how. How do we make them see themselves in the work that we're putting before them so that they begin to think about their futures? We want our students to be able to not respond to the question of what do you want to do later in life, but what problem do you want to solve?
The leadership in Clayton is unique in that you have individuals who really believe in K-12 education. We understand the power of K-12 education. We're all beneficiaries of K-12 education.
Our children are achieving. We have a magnet program in almost each and every one of our schools.
We are all in this together. It takes an entire village to raise schools and students, and we must have the support not only of the staff members, central office, and the schools, but we need our stakeholders, our community members, our parents, because this is what's going to build our future and shape our future leaders. The students that are sitting in our classrooms today are going to be our future doctors, our lawyers, our nurses, or maybe even the President of the United States. Clayton County has what it takes, and it's got to be where we all are in it together, holding hands and working as a team.
A hidden gem in Clayton County Public Schools is our Performing Arts Center. I say that to everybody that I meet, everybody that comes into our facility. They are amazed as to what we have just hidden right off of I-75 in Jonesboro, Georgia. It is a phenomenal facility. We do musicals in that facility. We have other organizations come in and display their artistic talents. It's just a very good opportunity for Clayton County to take a hold of the arts in Metro Atlanta and show everyone across not only Georgia, but across this country and this world what we can do in the arts.
What I want people to know about Clayton County Public Schools is that we believe in children. So don't believe everything that you hear, believe what you see.
People know that something special is happening here in Clayton County Public Schools.
We believe in our community. We believe in our students. We believe in our teachers, our staff members. We believe in our principals.
Every year we're growing children.
With the efforts of my teachers, my fellow students, and my community, I'm ready to take on the world.
We fundamentally believe that at our core, that our community deserves excellence.
And every year we're raising the bar.
Anytime anything is new, everybody's apprehensive. It's the unknown. They don't know what to think.
Working with Dr. Beasley and his cabinet, the new leadership in our district, it's been something that we have been longing for, something that our district needed, a breath of fresh air.
The impact of this leadership has been one of professional growth. Dr. Beasley and his team have really worked to grow leaders.
I've been in the county 22 years and I have never seen such collaboration and cohesiveness.
But you can't improve the pedagogy of the school if you don't improve the pedagogy of the people that lead the school.
So I've really appreciated the opportunity to learn and to grow in who I am as a leader.
With Dr. Beasley, he's that one that is supportive. He's been the one that has said, these are your schools. You know what you need to do. I want you to run them well, and I want you to do what's best for children, making sure that Clayton County continues to be that best kept secret on the south side of Atlanta.
And we're going to continue to strive to focus on student achievement and do what we're supposed to do for our children.
I've had the privilege of working with our students in our county for the last 25 years.
What's the biggest difference this year from last year and the years past? We are focused on not just a commitment to high performance, but a commitment to ensuring that our students, when they leave Clayton County, they will be prepared to compete truly in a globally competitive environment.
Not only have we established partnerships with our local business leaders and community leaders, we have embraced the interest of business partners outside of our districts.
The Clayton County Chamber of Commerce is committed to the high performance of our school district, and will partner any way we can with the schools and the business community to make sure that that happens.
We are strategically located to be one of the most thriving communities in the state.
The Aerotropolis Atlanta Alliance is an economic development partner who focuses on a regional approach to development. We partner with Dr. Morcease Beasley, who now leads our education collective, that can now really focus on all the many opportunities that exist within the region and how we can properly position Clayton County Public Schools to succeed.
Education is the most important aspect of economic development. We have the world's busiest airport. We have 4 interstate highways. One of the most great locations you can have in the world. We have a flexible and strong education system to prepare our students for the future.
Understanding that our position is the global gateway to opportunity.
Clayton County is a gem on the south side of the city, and it's a force to be reckoned with.
Creating a culture of high performance is the pulse that's driving the revitalization of our school district and our community.
We have some of the finest students, and I think sometimes that gets lost in the news that you see about what's going on in schools.
We're uncovering that gem every single day and telling our story, shaping our communities, and helping to develop our students, and making a difference in the lives of every single citizen that live within Clayton County Community.
I am Dr. Ebony Lee. I am the Director of Curriculum, Instruction, Assessment.
I am Tammy Burkus, Principal of Mara Elementary.
I am Jeannie Wynn, Principal of B.C. Haney Elementary.
I am Dr. Alika Anderson, School Board Member, District 8.
I am Dr. Morcease J. Beasley, Superintendent of Schools, Clayton County Public Schools. I was elected unanimously to serve as Superintendent by this Board of Education, May 8th, 2017.
And I am committed to high performance in Clayton County Public Schools.
Well, thank you for being here on today. And how many of you are committed to high performance? Let's see your hands. Well, that's why you're here. We know that you are. This is the first of many as we get the story out about our expectations, what our students are doing, what we're doing here in our school system. If you don't write the story, others will make up one for you. And I think we've had enough history where folks have made up stories, and so we're writing the story. So part of our work is engaging our community. And so what I don't want to do is really go through the PowerPoint presentation. For your benefit, you can always pull up the PowerPoint that we have here online if you go to the website, Clayton County Public Schools. If you go to the link on the left that says Critical Conversations, hit that link. It takes you straight to the page with the web PowerPoint video and all the chronicle, all the history of videos that we've had here in the district. And every time we have a session like this, we'll add the video a few days later, I believe. So what I'd like to do is just give you an opportunity as business advisory members to tell us who you are, and then I want us to have a conversation. I'm going to somewhat change the agenda a little bit, because as business advisory people, we want to ensure that we are meeting at as a school system, we are aligning our work to meet the needs of businesses in our community, realizing that our young people have options, college, career, or military, or any combination thereof. And so it's important to us that we are doing the work to prepare our students with those work-ready skills, the content knowledge skills, the analytical, what we call the 4 C's, creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, and communication, that you all know, I know, are very important to whatever job you may have, whatever role you may fulfill in the workplace. And so let's start with introducing, if you all will just share who you are and what businesses or organizations you might represent, and then we'll go from there, okay? So most of us are staff here and present, so in case there are questions. And so now that you know who the staff members are, we'll let you all introduce yourselves.
My name is Ron Butler. I'm the Georgia National Gas.
Good to see you, sir.
Hi, I'm Siobhan Fleming. I'm a small business owner of the Blue Boutique and Studio.
Very good. Excellent.
Shonda Ross, Blue Hill Foundation.
Good to see you.
Tiffany Jones, Great Tech Corporation.
Thank you.
Mitch Johnson, retired military, now serving in financial services. And currently I sit on the CTAE Advisory Board, and I am also the sponsor of the Perfect Pitch Competition that started last year.
Thank you.
Lee Pitcher, Denmark Attorneys, and also on the CTA, it used to be work-based learning. I've been there a long time. Also, my children went to Clayton County Schools, and I have to say this is a very positive thing to have in the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Jada. It's so important for you all to be here because clearly you become ambassadors for the work that we're doing, and you help inform the work that we're doing. Right now, just so you know, again, it's in the PowerPoint. I won't go through all the data slides, but we have about 60% of our kids who are reading on or above grade level, about 25% across the board for average on the state test. And our work is to split that to at least 80% passing the state test over 5 years. And we know that we're headed in the right direction. The strategy, of course, Dr. Lee is here to represent teaching and learning, is basically to make sure that all of our students have access, our HR chief, Dr. Wilson, to a qualified teacher who knows the content, that teacher gets the training that he or she needs, and that teacher uses engaging strategies, as we were discussing with our principals today, to ensure that all students are able to show mastery of the standards, which will increase the likelihood of them passing the state assessment. And we understand that the state assessments are more rigorous, but that's not an excuse for us. We want all of our students to be successful. So we have several things occurring instructionally relative to ensuring that all of our teachers are trained in how to be a rigorous, if you will, teacher, how to provide support. We have several tools that are in place to help our kids address whatever reading and math deficits that they may have. And the schools are using those tools in tandem with what teachers are doing in the classroom. And so we're seeing our data shift and go in the right direction. You should know that we've got a real big push on ensuring that all of our students understand the importance of taking advantage of course opportunities in advanced placement, dual enrollment. We want our students participating in these opportunities to be the norm. We want students, by exception, to say, oh, I didn't take this, or I didn't take advanced placement dual enrollment. We've removed all barriers. We provide transportation if they want to participate in dual enrollment. If they are struggling to make the score on the active placement, which is the test that they need to participate in dual enrollment, we will provide support at the school level to help train them up, teach them up, if you will, to do well so they can qualify to take dual enrollment. We have an open access policy to advanced placement that we don't basically tell kids what they can't do. We want kids to try it. And the worst thing that can happen is like when you were in college, you enrolled in a course, after the first week or two, you felt like you couldn't do it. What did you do? You dropped it, didn't you? And so we'll roll them back to a regular level class. But we want our kids to try it. And sometimes they don't have to try the academic advanced placement. They can try elective advanced placement. If you're a very good art student, maybe you're not really into the statistics thing in AP or the calculus thing. But you're a very good artist. You may have an advanced placement in art that you can take. And so we're encouraging our young people to look at the litany, if you will, of offerings and take full advantage of those opportunities. So we've got work to do. We're showing progress, but we're moving in the right direction. Our grad rate is right now at 70%, 69.6%. It's at 70%. The state will be releasing the new grad rate in a few weeks. We're anticipating to be somewhere closer to 80 this year. So we know we're graduating more students. We're hopeful that most schools will be above 70%. We have one school, Perry Academy, which is our newest high school, but it helps us to address the students that we know are struggling, but we want them to stay in school so they can do what? Graduate. And so we know its grad rate will be somewhere between 30 and 40%, which we expected. The goal for that high school, our alternative high school, is to keep the students in school and to help them earn their high school what? Diploma, as they deal with their life situations and sometimes that are within their control and sometimes beyond their control. But we want to keep them encouraged, and we know that their lives, the lives of their children, and the lives of their families will be better if they finish what? High school, so they'll have access to other opportunities. We are working, I've got our instruction person here, Ronnie Joseph. We are currently in SPLOS 5, and we're getting ready to, we're preparing as a community to vote for SPLOS 6. So write this date down, March 19th of 2019. And Ron, if you want to come and share what projects may be in SPLOS 6, we'll be meeting with the board in the next few days, upcoming weeks, over the next few weeks. But while we can't tell you how to vote as employees in our official capacities, I can tell you this, that if the referendum passes, these things will occur. If the referendum fails, these things will not occur. And so the community has to decide if they want these things to occur or not to occur. And so Ronnie, please share, and Jada will show it on the screen, the projects that we have identified for the next SPLOS. You may even want to just talk about what we're currently doing in SPLOS 5, Ronnie.
Yes, sir. Again, my name is Ronnie Joseph, I'm the Director of Construction, and we just saw a video of high performance throughout the district. One thing that I could not help notice was all the beautiful facilities around Clayton County Public Schools. What you saw was the Lee Scholar Academy, Clayton Elementary School, Martha Stillwell School of the Arts, and much more facilities. All those projects were funded with the use of SPLOS dollars. I'm here to report that your SPLOS dollars are at work and will continue to be at work. SPLOS 5 will wrap up with renovations to two major high schools, Jonesboro High School and Riverdale High School, as well as two middle schools, Adamson Middle and North Lake Middle, as well as 4 elementary schools to wrap up SPLOS 5. SPLOS 6, as Dr. Beasley stated, we have a vote on March 19, 2019, and the program includes a STEM elementary school, a STEM middle school, and a STEM high school, as well as a college and career academy. SPLOS 6 will also fund the initiative to provide a computer for every student, a one-to-one device that will extend learning beyond the classroom. All in all, SPLOS will generate $280 million, and the funds will be received in the next 5 years.
Very good. And so notice, Ronnie mentioned that we'll have a college and career academy. And you would, as business people, you would be interested in this. So I'm going to ask Dr. Evelyn Chillis to come at this time and talk about our work relative to career technology education, or career ag technology education, and where we are with the planning for the college and career academy. That will be centrally located, at least as centrally as we can get it located, and will serve all of the high schools in our district with very specific programs yet to be determined. Yet to be determined, because These programs can't duplicate what occurs currently at the schools, but they also have to be very innovative programs to prepare students for jobs that currently exist, will exist, or may not even exist today, but will at some point in the future. Dr. Tillis.
Thank you, Dr. Beasley. There is a word that's been going around, and it's high. And that is committed to high performance. But in career technology education, that is high skill, high wage, and high demand careers. So when we talk about the College and Career Academy and what we're doing, we are really thinking of ways in which our students are going to stimulate the workforce, stimulate our economy, by offering pathways that are directly aligned with business and industry, but also the business and industry trends within technology and innovation. So as Dr. Beasley mentioned, it is a standalone facility. Another point that I wanted to share with you all, you have two handouts. I think that they're pretty self-explanatory, but I wanted to talk through them. The first is all of the pathways that we offer in the school district. That's the 11 by 17 form. And it looks at career clusters, career pathways, where these pathways are taught, if the program is industry certified, but then also our middle school program offerings. So as you peruse through that document, and if you ever get the question when you're out and about, does CTAE offer pathways aligned to business and industry? Your answer will be yes, okay? Because now you have that resource. The second is a document that's 8 by 11, and it shows CTAE as a tool for educating students for life. So we want our students, once they graduate, of course, to be prepared for these high-skill, high-wage, high-demand fields, but we want them to know that they have several different ways to get there. So you may have a student who's just simply workforce ready, and you can see what that looks like. They have credentials in hand, work experience through work-based learning, which Lynn Venture talks about. If you look at their 2-year degree option, an associate's degree, of course credentials and certifications, their 4-year degree, their entrepreneurial ventures. Why is that important? Well, for one, we know that the workforce is going to be outnumbered by millennials. That is a group who's between 18 and 35. And so most of them have a mindset in which they want to have their own business. They want their own schedule. They want their own balance with a live, work, play, school to work type field. And then military, of course. And so we offer Air Force Junior ROTC in each of our high schools, and so that also is an option. The other is there are several people in the audience who have either been a part of the CTAE Advisory Board or you're currently on the advisory board. So you've heard me say this over and over and over again. And of course, our CCPS staff. But I wanted to send a couple stats that just came out today, which I think that are important. And it's just for, and this is from the Association of Career Technical Education on a national level. And so it says, why is CTAE important for high school students? And here's the stat. Taking one CTE class for every 2 academic classes minimizes the risk of students dropping out of high school. How do we know? Students in Clayton County Public Schools that are part of CTAE, 93% of them graduate. The second, CTAE works for college students and adults. 27% of people with less than an associate's degree, including licensures and certificates, earn more than an average bachelor's degree recipient. So we're saying we want our students to look at the choices available to them and start their careers early. Number 3, CTAE works for business. Half of all the STEM jobs call for workers with less than a bachelor's degree. What is a STEM job? We'll make it rhetorical. Any job is a STEM job. Any job that requires you to have skills in math, science, engineering, and technology. And then CTAE works with the economy. Although this is data for Colorado, not everything, but this one statistic, In Colorado, their community college system alumni in the workforce contribute to $1.5 billion annually to the state economy. The technical college system of Georgia can do the exact same thing. So CTAE matters, your relationship with the district matters, and the way that we form this partnership, it has to be a relationship that has some longevity. Everything that we're doing is not going to come for us instantaneously, but we know together we're able to make sure that our students are able to fill these careers in high demand, high skill, and high wage positions.
Thank you, Dr. Chillis. You have another document. I'm going to ask Dr. Wiley to come. Just so you'll know, we mentioned career technology, teaching and learning, but all of our work is being driven by our strategic plan. And so, hopefully you've seen it by now. It's on the website. Dr. Wiley will go over the handout that you do have. But I just want you to know that when people ask the question, what are we doing in Clayton County to really move the district in the right direction? I can't really say it's one thing. There are several things that we're doing that are converging to move our district forward, whether it be teaching and learning, what we're doing in career technology, what we're doing with safety and security, what we're doing with hiring the best teachers, what we're doing with technology, what we're doing with student support services, what we're doing with school leadership as it relates to hiring and training up our principals and providing them the support that they need, the training that we do with our teachers. All of these things matter, and they're helping us to move the district in the right direction. There's no program that does it all for us. Some people say, well, what program are you implementing? Well, we got tons of programs. But a program in and of itself doesn't improve the outcomes. It's what's your strategy? What are our strategies? And so the strategic plan allows us to share with you as a community at large the strategies, the comprehensive strategies that we're using, that we're implementing to move our district forward in the right direction. And you as a community member should know and should have been involved in the development of these strategies, or at least the vision, mission, goals, etc. And then, of course, the staff is working to identify actions that we are implementing day to day to move the district forward toward meeting the goals and the performance objectives that we have. So Dr. Wiley will come and share this strategic plan information.
Good afternoon, everyone. What you have in your possession is the strategic plan, abbreviated version, strategic plan. The full version you can find on our website. What I want you as business leaders in our community to pay attention to are the goals at the bottom. The first goal and the third goal really relates to how you can engage with us and how we can engage with you to increase our student achievement. The first goal is, of course, our academic achievement goal. And then the third goal talks about creating an environment that promotes active engagement. And when we say active engagement, it's participating in the CTAE advisory committee. It's participating in any other advisory committees that we have. And that's one of our goals, is to increase and create those engagement opportunities. What I would also like for you to pay attention to with our strategic improvement plan is the bolded areas up top. And those are our performance objectives. We revamped how we are working with our strategic improvement plan. Our performance objectives are all aligned to all 5 goals, okay? The performance objectives are aligned to every single goal, or every single goal is aligned to the performance objectives. The one that I want you to pay attention to, or to really look at, and then go on the website and look at the action steps for those particular performance objectives, is the first one. The first one, again, is regarding our student achievement. But below there, the third paragraph, we will engage multiple stakeholder groups, and that's you all, that's our business leaders, in activities that support high performance and collaboration. Collaboration is the key word. We want you to collaborate with us, and we want to collaborate with you. And please go on our website and look at the action steps and how we want to engage all of our community leaders. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, Dr. Wiley. And we are in the process of developing an annual report relative to our strategic plan for the work that we did last year. And it's our expectation, and should be yours, that every year we share with you how we're doing relative to our strategic plan. And so that will be released after the state releases the new, the 2018 College and Career Performance Index state report cards. So that's why we delayed, because we want to ensure that we include an analysis and some information about these data at the state level. But I think it's important as business advisory that you understand that we have career pathways. And I often get the question, well, what are we doing with technology or career technology or vocational or tech ed? Sometimes people use outdated terminology, but it means the same to me. And it's important that you're informed so you can share with others that we do have career pathways. Now, we are in the process clearly of identifying how we can ramp up some of the pathways, if we need to, if you will, abandon some of the pathways, lay some of them to rest, and spur some other pathways. But that's work that we do and that we are doing in an ongoing fashion. You should know, and I think it's important that as we work to improve teaching and learning, as we do career pathways, we're working on the grad rate, as we work to hire the best teachers, as we work to implement our technology program, as we work to do all these things, we've got to also ensure that our schools are safe. And on the PowerPoint, we have data, and our data is reflecting that our students are improving. We're having less and less incidents, if you will, of the top 10 behavior infractions. And that's a good thing. But we still have work to do. We still have work to do. As our discipline is improving, our teacher morale is improving. That's a good thing. So we know we're doing the right work, we're going in the right direction. We're training teachers on how to identify and respond to student behavior, as we also are working with our principals to create cultures and climate and culture on the campus that is student-centered, student-focused, where the adults are high performers, and instead of adult actions contributing to misbehavior of students, the adults are creating a culture and inviting the children into the good culture, the high performance culture, and not where the children are inviting us into their culture. Does that make sense? Where we're expecting children to rise to our expectations and we're not succumbing to lower expectations. But what I'd like to do now is I'd like our Chief of Safety and Security to share with you things that we're doing to ensure and to focus on safety and security in our district, because honestly, we don't want to be another Parkland. We know that on any given day, anything can happen anywhere in any school, to any school. But we're doing our best to mitigate for that occurring in our school system. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon. I'm Thomas Trevor, Chief of Safety and Security, and I want to let you know we're doing some real incentive initiatives. As a matter of fact, I was in a meeting this morning in Smyrna with all of the safety and security throughout the metro area. And I'm pleased to announce to you all that we're leading the way. They're looking to us. They're looking at our initiatives. What are you doing in Clayton County? They realize, and the word's out there, ladies and gentlemen, whether you believe it or not, we're committed to high performance, and people are seeing it. They're witnessing it. And, you know, some of the initiatives we have are our safe school searches. You know, we want to make an attempt to keep our schools safe so that we have that culture of safety, of safe climate in our schools. We also have, we've trained our SROs to be prepared for an active shooter situation. But now, we've learned some lessons from Parkland. And also, the incident we had last year in Dalton, where a teacher, I don't know if you guys recall this, but a teacher fired a weapon within the school. And it caused quite a situation in Dalton, Georgia. But one thing that we learned in that situation is that we didn't train our business leaders to let them know what it is that we need for them to do. We also didn't train the students and the staff and identify roles of what individuals should do. So not only are we training the officers from a response perspective, but we're also looking at training the community, talking with you all, letting you know what it's going to look like if it occurs and what you can do to assist us. And last but not least, I want to talk about something else that can directly impact vandalism, right? Burglaries and thefts and things of that nature. So we want, as SROs, we want to work with the principals to identify if we have students who are out and not in school. We want to go out, identify those kids, and bring those kids back. Because you can't participate in our CTAE programs if you're not in school. So those are just a few of the phenomenal programs and initiatives we have initiated to create a culture and climate of safety within our school system.
You mentioned the app, yes.
Oh, yes. The most important piece, we have a See Something, Say Something app. And I know you all hear this all the time about, from law enforcement. If you see something, say something. And sometimes individuals don't want to get involved. But what I'm encouraging you to do is download the app. It's on our website, and it has the instructions. And I'm going to go to the car and get a pamphlet and give it to you, and it gives you step-by-step instructions on how to download. Please use it. If you see something, say something, you can report it anonymously, or you can leave your name. And the best part about this, you can also download photographs, etc. So please work with us to not only make the school system safer, but we're doing this for Clayton County as a whole to make our community better. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Jada, go to the slide that has the vision and the mission. And then we're going to open it up for Q&A. We're communicating very consistently throughout our entire school system and community what our vision is and our expectation relative to our students. We want to be a high-performing school system. That means, Dr. Simpson may want to speak to this, at every school, all the indicators have to be improving, period. That means principals have to work collaboratively, hire the right teachers. Well, even before they hire the right teachers, we have to make sure the superintendent working with his team has to make sure we have the right principal in place. And then that principal has to work with his or her team to ensure that every classroom has the right teacher in place. And then they have to work together collaboratively to ensure that the data is improving in all the measurements, the indicators that we measure, whether it be reading scores, math scores, science and social studies, discipline referrals, attendance. We expect it to improve. That means everybody has to have some strategies that they're using to improve. And we're going to support you, your school, every school in those strategies, but we expect improvement. We expect our district to be a high-performing district where all students are prepared to live and compete in a global society. That's just our expectation. That's our vision. That's our aspiration. And we're working every day to implement that mission, to empower our students to achieve their personal and academic goals. That's our day-to-day work. So when you as community members or parents, when you walk into our schools, there are some initial impressions that you should have. It should be orderly. I'm not giving out awards for orderly schools. That's the expectation. We expect, when it's instructional time, we expect kids to be in class getting instruction. Period. We're not giving out awards for instruction. It's our expectation that the school looks good, it's clean. Why? Because it says a lot about a community when you walk into schools and it's okay for them to be dirty. It is not okay for our schools to be dirty. It's not okay when you drive up to a campus that there's trash out all on the campus. That is just not okay. And so, as business advisory members, I share these things with you because you are in a position as you visit, you can give us feedback on these things. We're going, these are the things we're monitoring: academic achievement, quality of leaders, quality of teachers, quality of every school, the operations, if you will, of a school. All of these things are very, the safety and security, the discipline data. That, all of this just speaks to the complexity of what we do as educators. A lot of variables, but we've got to, with the right leadership, the right strategy or actions, we've got to move that data in the right direction. And that's why the strategic plan on the website is important for you to see. The data that we're monitoring is important for you to see that data, and we hold ourselves accountable to you by showing you how we're making progress in these data. Your participation today gives us feedback. And before we open up Q&A, I'd like Dr. Simpson to come. He is the Deputy Superintendent who supervises our schools over school leadership and improvement. And he can basically speak to what's happening relative to principal training, culture and climate and expectations, even our conversations we had with principals today that we have once a month with our principals as we support them in, I think, it's some of the most difficult work that occurs in our nation, and that's improving outcomes for our students.
Thank you, Dr. Beasley. You know, to our business community, I think it's one great thing that we have in leadership, particularly our superintendent, is that he's been a principal before. His deputy superintendents have been principals before, so we know what the work looks like. We know what a school should look like a week prior to students getting there, when the teachers get there. We know what the summer cleaning list is supposed to look like. We know what school is supposed to look like before it actually begins, and what it looks like all throughout here. So we know what the summer training and all the things that go on with opening a school looks like. So having had that experience, most often we draw on those experiences to make sure and ensure that that information is cascaded down to the principals. And so what Dr. Beasley was alluding to earlier, once a month we have a principal meeting. And that's our opportunity for professional learning. You know, it's a principal PLC, professional learning community, where we provide them with the information that obviously is going to, for them to enable them to better do exactly what it is they do, and that's just being a principal and leading their schools, being an instructional leader. But one of the things that we spend a good bit of time on this summer is the feel of the school, the culture and climate, because we know and understand that that's the foundation. And without that, nothing else really works. But as I sat here and I thought about some of the things that Dr. Beasley shared this morning, you know, what school looked like and what would have happened in terms of students maybe falling through the cracks years ago. There are a lot of processes in place, and I'll use myself for an example. After 7th grade, I had some challenges with math and algebra. And I didn't pass a quiz or a test, but all of my homework was proficient. All of my homework was proficient. My teacher never, ever said anything to me. Every quiz, every test I took, I made a deal with them, but all of my homework was proficient. There were some signs, and this was years ago. Dr. Lee is our curriculum instruction and assessments. If I were in your class and you saw that I was failing all of my quiz and tests, but my homework was proficient, what would take place? Just a couple of answers.
I would be wondering, how are you passing homework, showing proficiency, when you're not doing well on an independent measure, like your test and quiz?
Right, okay, so good answer, that's good. So what if it determined that obviously I lacked some skills and I was deficient in some areas? What tools or resources do we have available that you would immediately prescribe or offer to me as a student in your class?
Well, we have quite a variety of different tools that we use. We have a human tool, the teacher, and then we have our software. And so right now in our school system, we have iReady for students who have gaps, and it's a customized and personalized learning program. But more importantly, our teachers, they have the assessment tools that they can use, as well as resources to tap in where your skill deficits are. So whether that's small group instruction, whether that's making sure that you are engaged in academic discussions, higher order questioning, things of that nature. And so we like to use both the teacher as well as our personalized software.
So imagine every teacher in our district knowing and understanding. They have the prescription, first diagnosing and assessing where a student is, and then being able to prescribe them. Give them the antidote, the prescription that's going to help them become proficient in whatever it is that they're lacking. So I use that as an example to say that then you could fall through the cracks. We have tools and resources in place to prevent that now. The type of training that goes on and what we equip our teachers with today, that just should not happen. It is not our expectation that a child or children fall through the gaps. That just should not happen because we have so many tools and resources available. But we do know and understand, while there may be some, and we hope that there isn't. The one thing that I heard this morning that echoed more than anything, more than anything. So I heard principals standing up talking about what it is that they've done to get the results. And I heard one thing over and over again, and that's monitoring. Monitoring. Then I heard something else they talked about strategy. And you've heard Dr. Beasley say this. You've heard Dr. Wallace say strategic plan. We have to have a plan for what it is that we do. And monitoring what it is that we say we're going to do. It's easy for us to put together a beautiful PowerPoint, present it to you, and then expecting you to walk out of here and you all fluffy and thinking, oh, they're doing some powerful things. But we have processes in place to go out and monitor because one of the things that we do with all of our schools is instructional focus groups. And the Department of Curriculum and Instruction, they go out along with my team and they will observe classes all day and provide those teachers and principals, assistant principals, feedback about what it is that they need to do to get better and making sure that they're teaching at an optimum level. So that's really, in essence, that's just a few things that we are about, but those few things are helping us to get to the level that we are constantly shouting, committed to high performance, and that's what it means. It means that everybody has to give more than everybody has to do. And so training is something that we know that we just can't. When we get to a certain point, I don't believe that there is a target. We're going to continue to grow and grow every single year. Even if we exceed the expectations, that's not going to be good enough. Because we're looking to be a system that's going to be recognized nationally and not nationally throughout the world. That's our goal. And that's so we say commitment to high performance. It's more than just what the state has defined as its goals. We're not capping our expectations of what the state is expecting us for us to do. It's beyond that. And until we get that, then we know we have work to do. And we're committed to that. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Simpson. Dr. Simpson mentioned targets, and all of us should know our targets will change from year to year. Because as the data improves one year, that means it adjusts the target for the years thereafter. One area that is very important that you should know relative to teaching and learning is providing support to students. I don't know if you know this, but last year we had 4 student suicides. We had, of course, I think we lost about 20 students last year. Some of our students clearly are born with health issues and expire due to their health issues. Sometimes students find themselves in very adverse situations, gun violence, etc. But we lost about 20 students. We also, 22. Thank you, Chief. We also are seeing at the elementary level more social emotional issues. And our teachers are having to teach and respond in a way that de-escalates situations so they can continue to teach. And so as Chief mentioned with safety and security, we even have a team of school resource officers that are visiting elementary schools because we're having more issues. And that's just not Clayton. I can assure you, I go to meet with superintendents from across the nation. That's happening everywhere. And so I'd like Dr. Nunez, our Deputy Superintendent for Student Support Services, to share some efforts that we are implementing to address the social emotional issues that impact how students learn in the classroom.
Thank you, Dr. Beasley. Good afternoon. In the Division of Support Services, we recognize that we need to remove the barriers that the students have and prepare them for learning. We need those students to be ready when they get into the classroom. And we recognize that today our students are exposed to a lot of social, emotional, and even physical concerns. We provided to the schools a platform to build capacity for the principals. The principals need that assistance. We have experts, we have our social workers, our counselors, our behavior intervention specialists, our nurses, our special education experts, and they work all in collaboration with principals and assistant principals with what we call our circle of support. The circle of support is a platform where this group of individuals come together and they discuss the data. They look at our discipline data. They look at our attendance data. They look at our suicide ideations, what the students are thinking in relation to what is going on with them. We collect that qualitative data from our students. And we actually sit down and discuss how to troubleshoot and how to address the needs of our students. Our homeless education program is part of it too. So the Circle of Support is a platform and it is a protocol that where principals, assistant principals, and all the staff meets and discuss student needs to prepare them for the classroom. Dr. Beasley asked me to share with you something that we're planning. This month is Suicide Prevention Month, and we are planning a walk in September and October. We're going to prepare for a walk that we're going to have on November 3rd, and it is a community walk. The students are going to decide what we're going to call it. We're going to have a student, they're going to design the logo as well, but we need our business community to support us because we're planning to bring the community together to raise awareness on teen violence and suicide prevention. So those are the things that we are very proud that we're doing to support our students as they engage in quality instruction in our classrooms.
So as we prepare for Q&A, and I just want you to understand, the work is very complex, and it takes competent, knowledgeable, experienced educators to understand the interaction of all these variables to keep the district moving forward. At the same time, we've got to deal with all the other drama that goes on from day to day. But that's exactly what we do. But I wanted to share that with you because as a business advisory, we need you to give us feedback based upon what you're observing, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, that again informs our decision. So at this time, again, the PowerPoint is on the website and it lays out all of the topics that we discussed in a very orderly fashion. But I thought today we'd do it a little different and just somewhat pitch it to the different groups, realizing that some of you have already been to some of the presentations we've already done. You've seen a lot of the information that's on the website for those of us who are inclined to go and view that information. So at this time, let's just open the floor and give you a chance to share. You can share whatever you feel like you need to share. If you want to share where we've got concerns, share those. If you want to share that we're going in the right direction, we don't mind listening to that either. Being affirmed that we're doing the right work. Or if you have concerns that we need to be addressing, please share those as well. If you see gaps in what we're trying to do, let us know, because sometimes we're in the work. We may not see it like you do because we're in it. But if you see gaps, let us know what those gaps are, so when we get back to the table as a team, we can talk about those gaps and figure out what we need to do to address those gaps.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Business owner, but parent first. I've been a parent for 2 children going through Clayton County Public Schools for the past, approaching now 23 years. Wow. My son and my daughter was a senior this year. One of the things that I want to know is, as a business owner in Clayton County, what are the supportive measures that you have as an expectation or desire for us to provide?
Very good. That's a great question. Dr. Smith is going to come. I knew that would come up. That's why I held him back. As business owners, we are expanding our partnerships. And so, Dr. Smith, I know the website is not ready, but share with our business owners what we are doing to really encourage businesses such as your business and others to really partner with our schools, which we believe will help advance and move the district forward, accelerate the movement in the right direction.
Yes, sir. Thank you for being here today. We're doing a multitude of things. On a more direct level, centered around the immediate Clayton County community, we're getting ready to do a solicitation blitz throughout every business listed, at least through the chamber, in terms of their database, and also data that we received from our school site leadership in terms of people who partner with the local schools. And we're going to send out a solicitation asking for their partnership, which is a two-way relationship. We understand that. We're not just asking you to support us and provide resources, but we're also looking for ways in which we can enhance your bottom line as a business owner by doing things to highlight your businesses throughout the schools, newsletters, also highlighting your businesses depending on how much involvement you participate in terms of our district website. And we're trying to also, we're designing, as a matter of fact, I was looking at an email, we've got the first draft of a poster, banner type thing that we'd like to be dotted throughout all the businesses throughout Clayton County that simply says, I'm a proud supporter of Clayton County Public Schools, committed to high performance. And you'll be getting information about that within the next couple of so weeks. We're preparing for Dr. Beasley to review the final draft of the solicitation letter. And we're out there meeting with everybody, and we're asking the principals to engage the people within their local school community to come and support them however way. We're not just asking for money. We're asking for human capital. We're asking for resources. Whatever you can do to provide to the schools, we're willing to accept. We got a lot of momentum going on right now. We're meeting with the local businesses centered and connected with our CTAE department to make certain that we ship our thinking to provide opportunities for our staff members, for our students to get trained on whatever job opportunity is available within the Clayton County community and provide that training and have students walk across the stage at our Performing Arts Center or at wherever venue we use for graduation and walk right into a job opportunity right here in Clayton County. And we've engaged with several companies who are excited about this opportunity. We're looking to, and I don't want to go too long, Dr. Beasley, because I know she spoke about the College and Career Academy, and we're looking for a lot of support centered around how we want to design that in terms of an infrastructure standpoint that we're hoping to be passed with the SPLOST vote. And also on a more external scale, we're doing a grant application to all of the tech giants across the globe. We've determined that the large corporations, as it relates to their philanthropic arm, they're shifting their thinking, and then instead of giving money directly to students in terms of scholarships and that kind of thing, they're looking now to see what they can do to shift the poverty rates within communities. So we're designing a grant application that speaks to the past current situation in Clayton County and painting a picture of them, not just letting them know the harsh reality of our data in terms of having a school system that serves a population of students with the highest child well-being rate index score, the highest mobility, lowest rather, the worst, and also a high mobility rate. I think Dr. Beasley talked on that and some other things. But also within that, we're capturing what we're doing in spite of that and the successes that we're having, and we have more support from corporations and local businesses, what more we could be doing for our families. So we're getting ready to send a major solicitation out to them, asking for them to partner with us. Not as a vendor, but as a true partner. So we're getting real aggressive. The foundation website will hopefully be done within a week or two. we're really pushing for that because we discovered that a lot of y'all business owners out there are looking to make contributions by way of a foundation, and we're doing that. And also, we were fortunate enough to have Lee Fincher, who served on the Clayton County A+ Foundation Board. They see the work that we're doing with our foundation, and they decided to fold their foundation efforts and put it under ours, and to strengthen the foundation within Clayton County to make sure that our work is aligned and we're not overlapping and competing for the same dollars. And so we're so gracious for that. Lee Fincher was a part of that, and they just transferred a sizable contribution to our foundation. And so we're excited about the work that's going on out there. We met with the principals today to speak a little bit about partnership in terms of what we need for them to do to engage their local partners. And what they're doing is they're putting on their school site link, on their website, there's a link that speaks to partnerships, and they're listing what their needs are. So when businesses respond to these solicitation letters, or on their own go and visit the website, they have an idea about their needs, so when they make contributions, they can earmark them for that purpose.
Very good. I would just add, Dr. Chillis, our career technology lead, she advances every year opportunities for businesses to sign up, to offer our students internships, externships. Would you like to share anything about that? And that's another opportunity for businesses to really support what we're trying to do, even offering our young people part-time jobs, weekend jobs, after-school jobs. We just need to do more to get our young people engaged. Sometimes people talk about it, they don't have the business skills. Well, the best way to learn those skills is to get inside a business and to learn. Teachers are doing, because we build the soft skills into all of our courses. But being in a course is one thing. Going into a workplace and actually using what you've been taught in the course is another.
So just to add on to that, as a partner, right, we're cooperating together, and there's this mutual benefit for both of us. So for career technology education, we want to make sure that we have a talent pipeline that you desire. That students not only have technical skills, but they have soft skills. They have the academic skills. And under soft skills, everything that you think for your A+ or perfect employee, that's what we're putting out. So our students complete a pathway, they attain industry-recognized credentials, they're part of work-based learning, a school-to-work opportunity, and so they have some skills to enter into your company, organization. That's internship, apprenticeship, could be just straight employability, externships, but another branch of this is for our teachers as well. So in career technology education, our teachers are second career, sometimes third career seekers. So they've worked in business and industry, now they've entered into the education field. And so we need them to also see what is happening in business and industry. How do they stay abreast of industry changes? And so we call that our teacher externship. And it falls under the umbrella of a program that's called Market U. So Market U as a student, Market U as an educator. And what we did last year is sent out a survey to all of our business and industry partners and said, hey, what date, time, and how often do you need our students? These are students that are going to positively impact your talent pipeline. When do you need them? That survey went out to about 500. Our response was about 14. Business and industry partners. So we have to look at, hey, was our survey effective? But we also need to make sure that we're having these conversations and they are ongoing so that you do know that we have a need, we know that you have a need, and we hope that our students can be that talent pipeline for you.
I have to just give a plug. As many of you have heard me say this before, but we don't have any more of my babies left. I finished with the last one of them. We've had over 30 interns in the last 20 years. 3 of them went on to become lawyers. Most of them went on to say, I don't ever want to see the inside of the law office again. 4 of them went on to become paralegals. 1 of them's about to get married. Many of them kept working in our office in between semesters at the university. Some of them, I didn't offer to come back because I didn't want to see them again after they finished. But I kept them there because I didn't want them to fail the class. But I have, honestly, fewer problems with students than I have with my adult employees. If you're an employer, you know HR is the hardest job you have. And so when somebody, during the disaccreditation problems, said something about Clayton County students, I said it was never the students' problem. We have great students in our community. We had great students. We have great students. We always have high expectations for our employees. And the people who deliver the best, the highest expectations are Clayton County students. They've always delivered well for us.
We need to hear more of that. You asked what can you do to share partnering with the schools as businesses, participating in our district-wide partnership efforts, which clearly is partnering with the schools, coming to sessions like this, giving us the feedback that we need to inform our decisions. But I will also say, you all have got to become ambassadors for the school system. Oftentimes, it's so easy in communities to just blame the school system when the school systems are struggling. But I'll promise you this, and this is from Dr. Beasley, if there is something that's not getting done, it will not be on the part of the school system. So the community, the business community is going to have to stand up. I heard people say, well, we need to ensure that the kids are college and career ready and they have these soft skills. That's in all of our courses. They're getting those skills. My question is, are we giving our students opportunities in the workplace to fulfill and to utilize those skills? That's where we need the businesses to step up and provide our students those opportunities. So when Dr. Chilla sends out that same information, tweaked with different dates for this year, maybe tweak the survey to get more, maybe some jumping pictures or something on it to get their attention. But when she sends it out to 500 to 600 companies, we need more than 14 to respond. Does that make sense? Because it's a community effort. We can do our part, but we've got to have the entire community doing its part. Would you all agree with that? And to that end, as become ambassadors, I want Dr. Simpson to share something that we'll be doing in October. Yes, sir. That will give you an opportunity to have an intimate view of what we do or what we're doing in our school system.
Yes, sir. So myself, along with Ms. Dawkins and Dr. Smith, we're putting together a Seeing is Believing tour. And we're inviting out all of the businesses, and they'll have a link in which they can sign up to come apart, to be a part of a tour. And we've identified 5 to maybe 7 of our facilities. And we're going to board everyone up on a bus. There's going to be a tour guide sharing information about Clayton County Public Schools. But then when you get to the schools, you have an opportunity to see the work and what goes on in the schools, with the children, with the teachers, with the administrators. The intent is to change the narrative. As Dr. Beasley has stated several times, no one will know your story unless you tell it, but we want you to see it for yourself firsthand. Because we identify you as key communicators, and we want you to share that experience, that positive experience, as we know it will be with others, whether it be business owners, colleagues, whether it be family. We want everyone to know about the work that's going on in Clayton County Public Schools. So we're opening it up, and that's just the first one. We're going to do another one in the second semester. And so we coined it as Seeing is Believing, because despite what you may have heard, we want to provide you with actually what's factual. This is what's really going on. So when someone comes to you and says something about Clayton County Public Schools, you're able to offset that information and say, no, that's not what I saw. And so we truly believe in the essence of Seeing is Believing, and that's why we use that topic or that title, so to speak. And we want you to see exactly what it is that's going on in our school.
And if you want to go ahead and save, that date is October the 17th. More details to follow.
Any other questions?
Community Affairs Manager with Hartsville-Jackson, and I just wanted to commend Dr. Beasley and his entire team. They are doing such an amazing job. We are standing ready to support in whatever way we can. We're currently business partners with West Clayton Elementary School and Morrow High School. We've been business partners with them for the past 2 years, and we look to grow those partnerships throughout the county as well as other school districts throughout the airport's footprint. But most importantly, I want to know more about character development. Because a lot of times we get kids that come out to our job fairs and they come and apply for jobs at the airport, and we just want to help them to understand the importance of character development, integrity, you know, the honor factor, and that kind of thing. What efforts are we doing to address some of those issues?
Well, that's a good question, and I'll let the staff members share what we're doing in character development, but let's not forget that in the state of Georgia, we do character development is built into the curriculum. You know, we have the character words of the month, and I'll say that the counselors, of course, do character development, but I'll say this. There's probably an opportunity to do more specific things in our school system relative to character, but I'll let the others, Dr. Simpson and others, share specifically what's occurring with character development.
So, a couple of things. One, and this is the value-added piece. You know, one of the things that I believe in, there should be a male and a female in every school that has the moral responsibility at providing something that we're not able to provide from the hours of 8 to 3. Meaning a male support group and a female support group. Now that exists in a number of our schools. A number of our schools. Is it in all of our schools? No, I'd be lying to you if I told you it is, but it should be. And so one of our challenges are to identify a male and a female at those schools that don't have one. Many of our schools have had male and female support groups for years, and those are the types of things that they do. Last year, for I think maybe the first time, and there has been some work that has been strictly dedicated to males of color in Clayton County that maybe fell off a little bit. But last year, we did something under the auspices of what the former President Barack Obama entitled My Brother's Keeper. And we had a My Brother's Keeper Summit at Charles Drew, and we had about 2,000 plus males of color, and they had sessions that they went to, and many of them addressed some of the things that we're talking about as it relates to character development, because we know how important that is. However, this year we just had a meeting with Girl Scouts of America, if I'm not mistaken. And so Ms. Dawkins has her passion, and she said this to me last year as I was beat up about it by the young ladies. What are you going to do for us? And so Ms. Dawkins has agreed to lead the effort with establishing something systemic and system-wide for the females. So I go back to what I said originally. Identifying an individual at the school with district office. So we're creating this umbrella of an organization for both male and females, elementary, middle, and high schools. But we have to have individuals at the schoolhouse to supervise and lead and sponsor that organization. And they hold the weekly meetings and emphasize the 4 or 5 objectives and goals that we want them to continuously reinforce all throughout the year. And then once a year, we'll have something where we can actually celebrate the things that we are teaching and providing and training and development for those students. So while it's going on in pockets, it's going on in pockets because there's been a male or female that stepped up and said, this is something that I believe in, and this is what I want to do for the young men and the young women in my school. We just need to make that systemic. So it is going on.
You know, one thing that we do have systemically that oftentimes we don't associate with character ed is PBIS. And we currently have it in how many schools? That's positive behavior intervention.
40 schools.
We'll have it in 40 schools. And that addresses character. It addresses it in a very systemic way, school-wide, certain expectations, how we govern ourselves, how we respond, etc. If you go to a school, if they are a PBIS school, or even if they're not, you should see expectations for student behavior posted around the school. Okay, Dr. if you want to add something to that. But you should see that. And we have some schools who are further along in their implementation plan than others. but that addresses character school-wide. But we're excited about that. We've got the male initiative, now we're about to roll out the female initiative. I don't know if we'll call it my sister's keeper, but we got my brother's keeper. So you'll see more of that, and Tracy, you know, we'll pull on you to help us. We always have mentoring available. Dr. Dunn leads our system-wide mentoring program, and we're always, and this is a great opportunity for your employees, we're always looking for individuals that Dr. Dunn will train, and then we'll assign them students to mentor depending on the level that they want to work on, elementary, middle, or high school. There's always a need there, and so that's an opportunity as well in response to your question. If you have employees and you expect them to support schools, they can come and serve as mentoring. We don't give them a particular number of hours that they have to mentor. We will take the time that they have and basically connect them to our young people and allow them an opportunity to impact a young person in a more personal way.
I have one more question.
Okay.
I had the opportunity last school year to participate with the partnering with the Chamber of Commerce as one of the partners at the school. And I was at Bath Middle School, and the CTA program that was going forward, I was very interested in that particular program because of my background being in technology. One of the things that I saw was that there was a limitation that was placed on the number of students that were able to participate in that particular technology class because of the resources having the computers. And the computers that they were actually using were those that were, I guess at some point, deprecated from the system and using those laptops. The responsibility I understood from the principal was that in the event that there was anything that would happen to that computer, it would just be a lost resource. Is there an effort that is being made for businesses to be able to either provide recyclable computer resources or gaining some of the technology resources that may not be the latest and greatest, but be able to serve the purpose of helping with the instruction?
Oh, yeah, the lead. We do have, I don't know exactly what the computer was, but we do have a process for replacement, and so we'll just have to check. You said that was Bath Middle School?
This was the actual class.
Inside the class at Bath?
This was the computers that the students were using because they were saying.
So Dr. Chilton.
Thank you for sharing that. And there is a process. So in career technology education, we have a equipment replacement plan that's every 5 years. And we have less than 141 computers that need to be replaced in CTAE. So if you think about, by looking at that pathway chart and see all the pathways that we offer, that's pretty phenomenal. So I'm not exactly sure exactly what that class was, how many computers were supposed to be in it. I don't know that, but I appreciate you sharing that because at Bath Middle School, there's 2 programs that they have, Family and Consumer Science and Business and Technology. Business has a full lab with 28 computers. That's the student to teacher ratio. And the other is Family Consumer Science, and allocated for that program is 5 computers. So if it's something other than the 2, maybe they had a customized like after school technology program, that's something else that we could look at.
It was both.
Okay.
Because my question to the principal was about the rotation and the number of students that were being able to be offered that particular class.
Okay, so then that's scheduling. But computer-wise, CTAE, we've refreshed. We have 141 more to go. We have to have that done in November.
So it's the expansion to get the number of students so that you have more than just that 5. Or
should have 5 computers. That means they should only have 5 students.
Right. Well, and Family Consumer Science does not have a full lab of computers. It is a hands-on food and nutrition and food science class.
Technology is one of the tools that it uses, but
right. So you would not see that.
Won't you get with her so we can look into that situation? But what we don't want to hear, what I don't want to hear is someone saying that if something breaks, then that basically means we have to offer to less students. Because we have processes in place when things like that happen. Don't let them give you that answer. That should always go to the next level. That's what I call a cop-out. Okay, any other questions?
I want to share with you an update relative to our volunteer fees.
Yes, Dr. Beasley mentioned he wants you to solicit your employees to come and volunteer. Well, last year, Dr. Beasley waived the fees. There was a $45 fee for volunteerism, and it wasn't a way for the district to make money. That's what we had to pay to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, correct, for a background check. But Dr. Beasley was able to reassess and identify other revenue streams for us to take care of that. So it's waived, is that correct, Dr. Beasley?
That's correct, and there's no reason for a background check to stop someone from participating in volunteering in our school system. That just makes no sense to me. We want to make sure you all understand we've got to do background checks depending on one's level of volunteerism, but we didn't want that to stop individuals from participating and supporting our students at the various schools, and so that's not an issue. All they've got to do is work with their principal. The principal knows the process, submit the correct paperwork, and they know how to get it to chief, and chief and his on staff will do what they do to ensure that a person's information is provided to the principal, so the principal will know and can document that that person has had a background check and they're cleared to work with students. Okay? Any other questions? Well, thank you all for coming today, and I think I only have one to do, and that would be to check on Bath Middle School. But other than that, and character education, Tracy, and other than that, we just appreciate you all, and we'll hope to see you the next time, okay? Take care.